السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على حي على الفلاح. حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. We begin in the name of Allah. All praise is due to Allah. We seek His help and forgiveness. We seek refuge through Him from the evil of our own souls. Whomsoever Allah guides, there is none to misguide, and whomsoever Allah misguides, there is none to guide. And I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship other than Allah, And I bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is his last and final messenger. Alhamdulillah, we are approaching the day of Arafat, Eid al-Adha. We've come again this time of the year, and alhamdulillah, we are gracious to Almighty Allah for giving us the opportunity to be here for another year. And with another year comes another reminder. Some of us in the past year, we may have learned lessons that we did not necessarily know the year before. And I've noticed, taking into consideration that it is the summer holidays and we have many young folks in the crowd today, that it would be a ripe opportunity to address the young brothers and sisters in our community, in our ummah, who contribute so greatly to our success. And to start off, I want to mention the harmony, the perfection in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates us and the situations He puts us in as young babies. We start off as a small bit of sperm, and we grow to a size of a baby, but before that we're in an embryo inside the mother's womb. And outside we have our mother, our father, our aunts and uncles telling us in the womb, you know, when you come out, this world is going to treat you with such love and affection. There's so much for you to see in this world. But literally speaking, this embryo in the womb, how can it see this world? It's not accustomed. The only thing it sees is darkness. Yet then it is born. And then it is able to see, able to use motor skills and develop a sight of the surroundings around this baby. And then that baby becomes dependent. We see a lot of dependency at that age because whenever they cry, they need milk. You know, some researchers, I think some moms out there might know this as well. The different way a baby cries means a different thing that they need. So if a baby cries a certain way, that means they need milk. If a baby cries a certain way, that means they need a nap. Baby cries a certain way, they just want to bother you, right? There's a reason why the baby is crying. But ultimately, they have dependence on their mother. They need their mother to care for them. But as they grow older, now they start to take steps. They start to walk. Now they're establishing a sense of independence. So much so that they progress all the way to the teenager stage. And now they're questioning things around them. You know, my parents taught me this, but is it really true? I learned in the mosque that this happens, but is it really true? SubhanAllah, an embryo, just maybe 10, 11 years prior, who had not even seen the world, is now beginning to question what this world contains. And so the reason I bring this topic up, my brothers and sisters in Islam, is because, of course, we know the story of Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam, and how Ibrahim alayhi salam was given the command to take the life of his son. Yeah, a lot of people, we look at that story and we look at the devotion of Ibrahim alayhi salam, but a secondary factor is what about the commitment of his son? We look at our youth today from an analysis, especially from the Pakistani culture. I'll speak on a representative for the Pakistani culture, is that when they're young, you know, beta, inshallah, you're going to become a doctor. You're going to become a lawyer. We look at them as financial investments, right? Because we want to put so much work into them that they'll graduate from the best college, from the best university. But are we looking at them from the lens of Islam? And I'll bring out a few examples to establish this point. The first being, during the Battle of the Trench, where the Prophet ﷺ and the rest of the Ummah, they were surrounded by the Quraysh. And Salman al-Farisi came up with this brilliant idea to make this trench around the Muslims. And when this trench is made, they will not be able to be penetrated by the Quraysh. Yet, however, when the Quraysh reached at the doorstep of the Muslims, they actually managed to cross. A few individuals managed to cross the trench. They jumped over that trench with their horse. One of those individuals was Amr ibn Abdul Wud. Now, for those of you who don't know Amr ibn Abdul Wud, this man was scary. So much so that when the women of the Quraysh, they would put their children to sleep at night, they would say, make sure you go to sleep, or else Amr is going to come and get you. He was such a scary figure, such a demanding figure. Now, he comes up to the Muslims, and the story goes that he cuts all 4 legs of his horse to show that there's no way he's going to go back across that trench. He's here now to do business. And so he calls out to the Muslims, is there anybody who would wish to challenge me? Is there anybody who would wish to challenge me? And nobody answers, because obviously everybody's scared. He has never lost a fight in his life. And he asks again, is there anybody who is willing to challenge me? And we see a young Ali raise his hand, radiyallahu anhu, and he says, I am up for the challenge. And the Prophet Muhammad says, Ya Ali, are you sure you know what you're up against? This is a man of great strength. I don't think you'll be able to take him. And he says, I want to take him. So he goes up, the Prophet ﷺ gives him his turban, and Amr, he recognizes Ali, he says, I know your father. I'm not going to hurt you. Why can't you guys give me someone who is worthy of me? Ali responds by saying, hey, look, I am the lowest of the Muslims, and that means you deserve no one but me. This was the strength Ali had. Ali, of course, won that skirmish. Now, my advocacy here is not to encourage the youth to engage in violence, but the point driven from this story is that Ali had a type of strength in him that was very, very unique in a youth. The same strength that we saw in Ibrahim alayhi salam. When Ibrahim alayhi salam was a young man, and the people used to question, how do you believe in this creator? How do you believe in this creator, this one that we can't even see? And so Ibrahim alayhi salam says, hey, look, take the stars as your creator. Take the moon as your creator. Take the sun as your creator. And if you believe it to be your creator, then let's see what happens to it. Well, what happens? The stars, they go away. The sun, it sets. The moon, it sets. So Ibrahim alayhi salam, at a young age, he uses an argument, and he says, in theory, if there was a creator, then surely that creator would be able to withstand all time. They would not set when the day gets dark. They would not go away. They would be there at all times. How can you take this to be your creator? The same unique quality we saw in Ibrahim alayhi salam, we saw in Ali as well. So the question today, brothers and sisters, is, truthfully speaking, let's have an honest conversation. Truthfully speaking, if we were to look at our youth today from the lens of Islam, from the lens of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demands from a young person, are we comfortable with where our youth are at? And this is not one message to one community or to another community, but to a broader ummah, asking the same question, that are our youth where they are supposed to be? And I don't mean in terms of our academics. MashaAllah, we have amazing youth that are very smart, subhanAllah, and we encourage the best for them. And I don't mean in terms of athletics, because we have the best soccer players and the best basketball players, but what I do mean is, are our youth spiritually of that caliber, that they are able to go out into the mass media and say, hey, look, my name is Muhammad, my name is Umar, and I am a Muslim, and this is why I'm a Muslim. SubhanAllah, I had a story. When I was a young man, and many youth can relate to this, I used to play club soccer, and we used to often go on trips far away, playing in various cities and whatnot, and it was really fresh out of the 9/11 time, right? So I'm a child of 9/11, as they say, and many other youth. I don't think they're youth anymore. They're like 30 years old now, right? But there are also children of 9/11, and I'm sure they would vouch for the same type of discrimination that I saw, right? And I was in this bus, and we're going to this faraway place to play soccer, and I was new on the team, subhanAllah, and alhamdulillah, I did very well, but the kids on the team were from very affluent communities, very, very racist communities. Not to say that they're respectful of one another, but they did not respect Muslims given the current happenings that were going on in the Muslim world. And I remember one time when I was on the bus, one of them had the audacity to say that, I'm surprised this bus hasn't blown up yet because Bilal is on this bus. And I sit there as a youth, subhanAllah, maybe 12, 13 years old. I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to respond. Obviously, I don't like it. Obviously, I'm hurt by it. Obviously, I'm the minority Muslim amongst the majority of people who are not Muslim. But guess what? I stayed silent. As years progressed, I developed an understanding of Islam that was not only from a book. It was from a communal effort, from masajids, from Muslim student associations, from organizations dedicated to spreading the message of Islam, that I got to a point where if someone were to say that again, I would be able to defend myself in a peaceful way. Now we ask ourselves, do our youth have the capacity to do this? What do our youth do nowadays? Alhamdulillah, we have great youth, but some of them, I know you can vouch for this. 90% of the time they're standing in front of their Xbox or their PlayStation and they're playing video games. The other youth, the ones who are in high school, who get us a little sidetracked, yes, it is sad and unfortunate, but many of these youth partake in intoxication, in alcohol abuse that has gone unnoticed by their parents because there is no connection between them. I have youth that come up to me and they say, Bilal, I don't understand this concept of predestination. How do we do things when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already prescribed what it is we're going to do? So I'm going to speak in terms of the youth then, because this question is so often put forward by the youth, they don't understand how to comprehend this concept. For those of you who have seen, there's a show called Lost. And in this show, there's a bunch of people, I'll summarize the show, bunch of people who crash on an island and they want nothing to do but to get off this island. And eventually, a few of them get off this island and they realize that their lives were so horrible before they even got to this island that it was almost perfect for them to land on this island. They were better off on this island. A lot of us, sometimes things happen to us and we ask ourselves, we look at the heavens, we say, why did it happen to us? Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strip me of this? Why did He take away my money? Why did He take away my job? And that is not up for us to determine what the wisdom was for. But it is up to us to grow from that, to learn from that, to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. So these are one of the many questions that the youth have in regards to understanding the life around them. So inshallah, in the next half of the khutbah, I will tie this concept together and hopefully present some action items that we can all benefit from, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله ولكم. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam wa ala rasulillah. There's a reason why the issue with the youth requires addressing. For those of you who don't know, in America, 35%, one out of 3 people under the age of 35, when asked if they associate with an organized religion, they say they have no association. In Europe, the numbers are even higher. In Scandinavia, numbers jump from as high as 70, 80% of youth who are under 35 years old, who say when they're asked, do you believe in a God? They say, we don't believe in a God. We don't believe in organized religion, because doubts start to occur at this age and questions start to occur at this age. But in the events that we are able to, through the masjid, through our programs for the youth, be able to generate strong leaders for the youth, then the ends are boundless. There's no ends. And one example of this is very clear. During the time of the Prophet ﷺ, when the Prophet ﷺ was facing much discrimination and persecution in Mecca, he needed a way out. A man by the name of Mus'ab ibn Umair was sent to Medina to kind of bring the message of Islam to a people who did not know about it. And over time, the conversion rates of people in Medina were exponentially higher than the ones in Mecca. For 1 year that the Prophet ﷺ tried to spread the message in Mecca and for anybody to accept it, it took only maybe a week or a month in Medina for somebody to accept that message. And you may wonder why. Well, it's defined here. 12 people from Medina, they come to the Prophet ﷺ and they meet in the plains of Aqaba. And they say that they're going to perform Hajj, but in reality, they just want to meet the Prophet ﷺ because they want to invite him to Medina. They want him to leave Mecca. So they gather. And the Prophet ﷺ, and this is right in the darkest of the night, right before Fajr hits, they are sitting there in the middle of the desert and they're talking face to face. And many of these, they say that they want to join the Prophet ﷺ. And one of them says, do you know that if you were to join the Prophet ﷺ, that your head may be on the line, your life may be on the line, because the minute the Prophet ﷺ joins us, we are going to face immediate war. Do you understand this? And a man by the name of Al-Birar, he steps up and he says, we are skilled in the arts of war. We have utmost belief in the Prophet ﷺ and his message, and we're willing to give the bay'ah. So he gives the commission. And then we have another man by the name of Jabir ibn by the name of Abu al-Haytham, who steps in and he asks a very smart question. He asks the Prophet ﷺ, he says, Ya Rasulullah, if you do indeed win, and look how he words it. He already knows that they are going to win against the Quraysh. He says, if you win, when you do, are you going to leave us and go back to Mecca? Are you not going to stay with us in Medina? And the Prophet ﷺ says, by this day you will become my brother and I will become your brother and I will never leave you. And he actually held to his word. The Prophet ﷺ made his home in Medina. It was Yathrib, and then they changed the name to Medina on the will of the Prophet ﷺ. He never left. He stayed till his dying days. And so, what is the theme that we see here? The Aus and the Khazraj, these people, they were young. They were youth. These were people under the age of 35, 40, whose older generation had been decimated by ages of war and conflict. And now they're saying that we have an open mind. You know what they say? If you want to pour water into an upside down glass, you'll never be able to. You'll never be able to. Because these men, they were receptive to open ideas and new changes. And they understood that tradition, just because my dad did it, because his forefathers did it, doesn't mean it's right. And so they resonated with the Prophet ﷺ. So my message to all of us, inshallah, is if our youth are guided in the right way, and alhamdulillah, we have a grand opening at the masjid coming soon. This masjid is known to have the best of youth. If we continue the encouragement of drawing these youth to the masjid, encouraging them both in their academic studies and their spiritual development, then we will see future leaders who will be able to carry the message of Islam, who will be able to carry the banner of Islam. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the opportunity to do so. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa سلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين وأقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
دائما أبدا لا إله إلا الله. استقيموا واعتدلوا استووا تراصوا ترحموا. اللهم احسن وقوفنا بين يديك ولا تخزنا يوم الأرض عليك واجعل مقامنا حجة لنا لا علينا يا كريم. استقيموا واعتدلوا استووا. الله أكبر. اللهم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إن الله يدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا ولباسهم فيها حرير وهدوا إلى الطيب من القول وهدوا إلى صراط الحميد. إن الذين كفروا ويصدون عن سبيل الله والمسجد الحرام الذي جعلناه للناس سواء العاكف فيه والباد ومن يرد فيه بإلحاد بظلم نذقه من عذاب أليم. وإذ بوأنا لإبراهيم مكان البيت ألا تشرك بي شيئا وطهر بيتي للطائفين والقائمين والركع السجود. وأذن في الناس بالحج يأتوك رجالا وعلى كل ضامر يأتين من كل فج عميق ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكروا اسم الله في أيام معلومات على ما رزقهم من
بهيمة الأنعام فكلوا منها وأطعموا البائس الفقير ثم ليقضوا تفثهم وليوفوا نذورهم وليطوفوا بالبيت العتيق. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. ذلك ومن يعظم حرمات الله فهو خير له عند ربه وأحلت لكم الأنعام إلا ما يتلى عليكم فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور حنفاء لله غير مشركين به ومن يشرك بالله فكأنما خر من السماء فتخطفه الطير أو تهوي به الريح في مكان سحيق. ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله وعلى آل محمد وصليت على اللهم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
استغفر الله العظيم.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Wallahu Akbar, Walillahi hamd. Alhamdulillah. Bilal Zaheen, thanks for a wonderful khutbah. There will be no family night tonight because we are preparing for the Eid Salat. Hussam Ayush is going to give the khutbah next week, inshallah. Mabruk, congratulations. Mubarak, Tahinat, whatever word you want to use, your parking lot is complete. Your building is complete. MashaAllah, with the help of all of you, Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
It took years and years. Over 37 years we have been dreaming to come and go out of the Walnut side. But there were a lot of hurdles in the way. With the help of all of you, with the City Hall hearing, and mashallah, we won. Nasrun min Allahi wa fatun qareeb. Always remember that. So mashallah, parking lot, follow the signs and the policies. I want to remind you, this is a place of rules, regulations, policies. Abide by them. If you don't like it, there are other places. You're not allowed here. You are not going to destroy the sweat and blood and tears which got poured over 37 years into this building, close to $6 million and 6 years of construction. I would not allow you to destroy. This is going to be maintained as a gem of the Muslim Ummah in the entire Southern California, maintenance-wise. There will be a PM, preventive maintenance. Before something breaks, we'll take care of it. So, join the hands, follow the policies, follow the rules and regulations. No reserved parking. No one has preference over the other person. Faqiyah. There is no faqiyah over here. First come, first serve. Park handicapped people, park handicapped spaces. That's it. You want to come use a parking space as a handicap, come early. All of us do the same. Assigned parking reserved is only for one person, our Imam. So Imam's parking will be posted as such. Secondly, Khatibs who come on Fridays, they have a reserved parking. Thirdly, catering people, when they come to deliver food in the truck, you will see the sign. Next is any dignitaries that we have invited, like a sheriff, mayor, a governor general of some country who is coming to give us hopefully a big check. Haven't come yet. But if you see a cone, you have no authority whatsoever at all to kick the cone out of the way and park your car. Mind your business, mind the management. That's the way it's going to be. Eid al-Adha, alhamdulillah, is all settled. There are flyers outside available with a complete detail. Eid al-Adha will be in El Camino College. How to get there, where to go, how to come. 7:30 takbirat, 8 o'clock salat. There is only one salat. Late latif, that means habitual person who wants to come late. You have no room to be there. Get in the habit being on the time. Come on the time, attend the salat, and follow the instructions which are all here. By the way, have $3 in your pocket to pay for the parking in the El Camino College. 24th of this month is the time for all of you to enjoy. Come attend the grand opening, not alone by yourself, with your family and with your friends. Yes, there will be fancy food. Everything is free. Come and enjoy, get the detail. There's a flyer available for that opening. So inform all your friends and bring them over and participate, inshallah. On the 11th, which is November 6th, there is going to be a major Sira conference. Get accustomed for this center, all 3 floors and parking lots to be 24/7 busy with all the conferences and talim and all kind of gatherings over here, religious gatherings, of course. Fast tomorrow. Why? Today is Arafah. So, try to fast tomorrow. Come in the evening to break your fast over here. A potluck is being arranged by Brother Sabah. Inform him accordingly. Sponsor the family nights and the grand opening event. You better get used to paying. You better get used to contributing. There is a heavy cost to running this center, operational cost. Come and enjoy a beautiful parking lot, going all the way to Walnut and getting out on PCH also. Don't come nothing free. So come and donate so we can meet the expenses, inshallah. And on the operational cost, get in the habit of donating for the operational cost, as I said before. It's shameful people come and people go, about 500 people come and the donation comes out to be 30 cents a person. How shameful it is. For God's sake, you are coming masjid, you are using the facility, you are using fancy bathrooms full of electronics, and you are paying 30 cents to come here? Guess what you pay when you go buy a sandwich someplace else? No chairs. Add any chairs behind these chairs. You are not allowed. The chairs in the middle, here and there, are sitting empty while you drag a chair, destroy a carpet and put a chair. Everything is well calculated, well maintained. So use the chairs which are available to you. There is a white Toyota. We don't know for what reason. Somebody has left it here for 3 weeks. Unfortunately, they locked it so we cannot auction it. In fact, they got it from auction because there are signs all over of an auction here. So, it's about to be towed away. Technically, legally, just so you know, the law of the city says if 4 weeks somebody has left their vehicle in a facility, that belongs to the owner of the facility. So hopefully that nobody comes, 1 more week, we'll count it as a donation. So, before car throws away or car is used as a donation, if you know anybody who has left that white Toyota car over there, please get it removed. Our beloved brother Muhammad Hijazi. How many people remember Muhammad Hijazi? We all do. He just called with a request. And his request from New York, where he's going to New York University, is, could you tell my brothers, sisters, I miss them very much and I sit here and cry for them. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect him over there, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring him back to us safely, inshallah. Qarz-e Hasana. Whoever gave the Qarz-e Hasana, there was a contract needed to be signed. Almost all the people have gotten their contract. There are some contracts here available with our Sheikh and Imam Anas Daghameen. So if you have not gotten your contract, get to Qari Anas and he will give you the contract, inshallah. Kashmir event is happening tomorrow from 1 to 3 on Vulture Boulevard. And that's a participation for you guys to participate. There is a request for a special dua. Our dear brother Arif Sheikh, his father-in-law is very ill in India. So I will ask our Imam to say the dua on his behalf. Enjoy your beautiful parking lot. I am here to inform you that pretty soon we'll be building a magnificent gate, rolling gate. How many of us have seen the gate already installed on the PCH site? So, your walnut gate is about to be done, and yes, you could be assured it will be equipped by electronics every inch of the way with the remotes and everything. Surveillance cameras will be there, and also a live security guard booth will be there. So you better donate for all these things. Jazakumullahu khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my brothers, my sisters, jazakumullah khairan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our ibadat, forgive our shortcomings, Allahumma ameen. Requested dua for Sister Roshan Ara wa Sister Minwer. They are very ill. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give them a shifa al-kulli. At the same time, a special dua for Brother Khalid Aryan, the one who installed the speakers for the masjid. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma ighfir lana warhamna wa afina wa afu anna wa bifadlika akrimna wa min ashrari khalqika salimna wa ala ghayrika la takilna. اللهم يسر أمرنا واجبر كسرنا وارحم ضعفنا وتولى بفضلك خلاصنا يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. اللهم يا رب الناس أذهب البأس عن المرضى اشفهم وأنت الشافي. اللهم رب الناس أذهب البأس عن أختنا روشن وأختنا منور. اللهم يا أكرم الأكرمين يا الله اشفيهم شفاء لا يغادر سقما يا رب العالمين. اللهم اشفيهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وردهم سالمين غانمين إلى أهلهما اللهم آمين. اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية وماتوا على ذلك. اغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولمشايخنا ولمن علمنا ولكل من له فضل علينا. انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين في كل مكان وأعلي بفضلك راية الحق والدين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Just another, reminder for my brothers and sisters. As you know, tomorrow is the day of Arafah, and it's highly recommended by the scholars to fast tomorrow. And as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it expiate or it's erase the sins of past year and this coming up year. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us energy to fast tomorrow. Jazakumullah khairan.